There's a new norm trying to come in, right? And this is your time to be able to meditate and get your head on right. Enjoy. This has been such a transitional point for so many of us. The planets have been planeting. And it's been a bit awkward for some of us. We're letting go of old habits that just don't apply to the now, that just don't apply to our future, right? And you're learning to trust yourself. This new version, this new chapter, this new era, right? It's such a new era. Hey there, YouTube fan. How you be? I do have a Kona who didn't want to move even through setup. Normally, as soon as I get my, I put my camera and tripod on top of my tabletop easel. It's a decent size, you know. And that tends to send the cat scurrying. If you know, you know. She doesn't care, fam. She's going to be a part of this. So we have a Norwegian forest cat, Calico. And we have cards that are flying out into my lap. The first one I easily dismissed. So I don't even know why. Do you? This isn't for any astrological sign in particular. This is for those who need it. And if you're here, I take it you need it. Something about this message is for you, or else you wouldn't be, you know, we wouldn't be vibing together. Okay? So we have 2 10s present for what landed in my actual lap. The first one, the very first card that I'm looking at in the stack is the 10 of Cups. What a beautiful card. That emotional fulfillment, fam. Whatever it looks like for you. Maybe it's not a honey and children and a babbling brook. Maybe it's whatever your soul family looks like for you. Maybe it's just being able to vibe out on your mountain like a hermit. I don't think that's who this is for, though. Maybe that's what you've been doing, kind of self-imposed. Okay, I clearly need to figure something out because I've been making some choices. Or what, but I don't think that's how you are in your ooey gooeyest places. You know what I mean? I think maybe you have made yourself think at some point that it's not going to be this. But guess what? Boom. Maybe it's evolved. Maybe it's just different for you now. That's okay. Right? The next card we have is the 4 of Swords. Right? The battle's done. And you need to get all that survival mode crap out of your head. Get it out of your system. Put those swords up, my friend. And remember that if anything comes up, you will know how to handle it. But you don't need to anymore. Okay? There's a new norm trying to come in. Right? And this is your time to be able to meditate and get your head on right. Enjoy. This has been such a transitional point for so many of us. The planets have been planeting. And it's been a bit awkward for some of us. We're letting go of old habits that just don't apply to the now, that just don't apply to our future, right? And you're learning to trust yourself. This new version, this new chapter, this new era, right? It's such a new era. And the next card is the 10 of Pentacles. This is the legacy card, fam. We mentioned the Hermit a moment ago. Is that him? With his family? Knowing that his priorities are in check? All the different generations represented, just like the cups. Don't worry about specifics. This is legacy. The slow, earthy pentacles, right? This is codependent no more. This is, I know my boundaries. I know how to provide and allow myself to be provided for. You've put in the work and the effort. Now you got to take the pressure off your shoulders, fam. It's time to take your pressure off your shoulders, okay? Oh, Kona baby just leaned up against me. You should your baby cutie. Hi. Did I get your full undivided attention? Hello. Maybe someone needs that. They really need that camaraderie right now. They need someone who looks at them with is that a mat right under your chin, you fuzzy cat? She won't let me brush her these days. The next card that's really sealing this in. Now, I want to point out that on the bottom, with the way I was shuffling, is the Six of Swords. So that's confirmation that you're moving away from the stress, the turmoil, the trauma, taking all of that wisdom gained, and you're moving on to what you want the rest of your life to be, which isn't that. You know what I mean? It's calm, tranquil waters, right? Calm. Nice, positive vibes. Right, Kona? Oh my goodness, she's using my knee for a pillow. She's so independent. These moments are very precious to me, okay? The final card. Are you abandoning me? The final card, Kona. There she goes. It's the Empress card, fam. Look at her. Look at how cozy she is. Not unlike Kona. Right? She is super duper cozy on that chair. She's got her blankie. Do you see a waistband cinching into her waist? No. She's cozy. Full of love. With that golden background matching that golden crown of stars. It's not just intuition and being connected with nature. It's a very conscious energy of, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. And that's magnetizing, baby. Drawing it into you, right? You don't need to force anything. And that's what you've been figuring out. So, all of the crap that I was doing before took so much freaking work, and I still was left wanting. What's that about? Right? Let's cut the deck in 3. Consider that just cut the deck, Amy. All right. So we have our top 4 established. What's going to pair up with them, fam? Under that 10, there we go. Underneath that 10 of Cups is the 5 of Cups. This is the question of, are you ready to turn around? Because what if, fam, after all that hard work, all that perseverance, this way, and really figuring yourself out what matters, what your priorities are, how to handle your own emotions so that when people are doing their shenanigans, it just doesn't affect you the same, right? It's just not the same, fam. Is it time to turn around and pick up those 2 cups behind you? Is it time, fam? Gentle urging. Is it time to move on? And simply, all of that, if you lost someone, they live within you, right? They're still with you. You can still talk to them. And, now you just got to figure out this new form of communication. As far as I'm concerned, maybe it doesn't seem that easy, but that's just like anything else. Dancing, football, freaking math, practice, study, you know what I mean? It takes time. But either way, whatever it was, whether it was a loss of someone, which is just, it's weird being the one left behind, because it's like I just keep expecting them to come through the door. I mean, just give them a minute, okay? Or something, just really traumatic difficulties in the past that are really difficult to evolve from, to learn new, healthier coping mechanisms and such. That's also a lot of what's been going on for so many of us, is breaking those habits, right? That's what this is. Breaking those bad habits and getting all the cacophony of crap out of the way so that you can remember the sound of your own heartbeat. I don't care if that's too woo-woo for someone. If somebody thinks that that's meh, then maybe you got it staring you right in the face of what you need to work on. Anytime you react and you bulk at things, why? Right? It's not a moment to get uppity. It's a moment to ask yourself why. It's another chance. You know, they talk about how life will give you challenges and it will test you or whatever so that you can grow. That shit's included, okay, fam? Coming up underneath that Four of Swords is the Six of Wands. Isn't that a lovely outcome? Look at that horsey. I like to say the horsey's like, it's about time you caught up, because I've been working on this. I've been putting in the effort. This is my passion. This is my strength, my dedication, and that courage. The courage to turn around and recognize that maybe for someone it's felt a bit hollow, and that's what we've been trying to get past, the superficial soap opera bullshit, right? And you need to get your head on right so that when you do receive compliments, when you do come across nice and kind people who are genuine, you don't just turn into a sycophant for them. You know, you're not just at their feet like, please love me and see my value. You know what I mean? You can handle it now. I mean, the best that a person can. Either way, that's a lot, you know, depending on, I just thought of like someone who's on the red carpet and you have just a sea of like flash bulbs and like, no, but it's public recognition, you know what I mean? And that can be really difficult for someone who's been in hermit mode to just easily transition into. So maybe things haven't been, you know, maybe in this quiet time, that's, yes, for healing and such. It's also for being able to handle that public recognition, right? To be able to sit back and go, damn right, I know who I am and I know that I've earned this. Because it's not necessarily about deserving and earning. I don't know. I've struggled with those types of affirmations too. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, I work hard. I'm human. I too deserve some things. You know what I mean? Maybe you struggled with that too. And that's what affirmations and meditations are for, because it's like, yeah, okay, nobody's more special or less. We're all equal in that give and receive energy. I'm not seeing the Six of Pentacles. I'm seeing tens, okay, baby? Like, don't mind my words there. I'm just trying to I'm just being silly. But, you know, like, you have really incredible times ahead of you that are trying to come in. And I think you know it. Okay? Coming up underneath that Ten of Pentacles is the Star. Coming up after the card for public recognition is the Star. So yeah, we may be talking about hopes and dreams, an alchemization of things, you know, taking moments that were really difficult and picking up those cups and being like, oh, it looks like I got some gold here. How'd that happen? I wonder. That's how, right? This person is both with land and water. There are no limitations. So while, yeah, we can be talking about hopes and dreams, this is coming up underneath the Ten of Pentacles. My eczema is really bad. Like, I normally don't have bad eczema, but it's really bad on my right hand right now. So I'm not really wanting to show it. So don't mind me. I'm being human. But I really feel like this is, again, with that gentle, is it time? Because literally the fates and the universe and your ancestors and all of it are going, I think it's time. I think this is a really good time. Okay. Okay. You have very two specific freaking major arcana that are coming to play in a reading where there are two really beautiful tens. These are the best freaking tens of all four, right? Where's the hard work? I mean, there's a lot of work. It's not literal blood, sweat, and tears. It's dedication. It's focus and consistency. It's this matters to me, and I'm going to behave as such. Boosh, it all worked out and came to fruition, and now you're fucking rich. Abundance in all areas of your life, right? Underneath that Empress is the Eight of Pentacles, though. Did I say? That dedication, that focus. Again, we have someone who has removed themselves from society and all distractions. And they're focused and whoop, not there, you go there. And they're just working. This is the mastery card. So whether you've gone back to school, whether you're building new schools for a new skills for a new job, or just expanding upon, you know, maybe you're a doctor or a healer and you just gotta, you know, hopefully you're staying current on all of the, you know, new things, because science is gonna science, right? Thank goodness, right? Or this is you doing that work on yourself, mastering yourself, your emotions, your ability to follow through, and yet also your ability to know you don't need to force shit. You don't need to force things, fam. You know, and what you don't know, you learn. And it enables you. Your heart, your mind, nature, all of that good, it enables you. And you know that now. And I really feel like that's what this has been about. You figuring out what Emperor and Empress... See, with Emperor, there's a bit more, there's that fiery Aries energy, the very first sign of the zodiac. You know what I mean? They're the doers. This is the Empress, the other side of that same coin. She knows what she's capable of. This vibe knows what they are capable of. They're not confused. That confusion's gone. Very secure and sure of themselves. Vibe out with that Venus energy, fam, right? The caboose for this incredible tale. Savor it. Don't worry about it. It's taken some time to reach this point, to be able to... This knight went out on a mission, right? It involves your emotions. They're ready to move on to the next point. You just got to meet up with them there. They've been there. They're waiting. This horse is prancing around like, yeah, I'm so happy to see this person. Woo! You know? There's room for an Empress up in here. You know what I mean? There's room for that divine energy. You know what I'm saying? That's you. I'm talking about you. Your energy, right? You've been making the work. And now you're about to catch up with this knight. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe it's a palate cleanser for you, right, fam? Maybe it's that reminder that, I'm sorry, if you're alive, then yeah, love can come into your life. Sure, there are many different forms of it. Just make sure you're not closed off. And I don't think you are. I think you just needed a moment. You know what I mean? You just needed a moment. You had some hopes and dreams going on that got a bit, you know, you just needed a moment. And you've been doing what you need to do, and you've got this. So you trust that, fam. Whatever you're waiting for, it's coming in its due time. You don't need to force it. You be you, and you do you, and know that it's coming for you. But like in the best of ways. This is like one of those memes on like the law of attraction and manifestation and stuff that's like, you know, me just sitting there having no idea, except all these manifestations I've been calling on, just showering on me. Oh my goodness, I'm so surprised. Pikachu. You know what I mean? On the bottom of, oh fam, on the bottom of the deck, look at the boom. Now what, right? Now, mind you, with this particular printing of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the tablecloth and the two-door hat are changed, like the colors are swapped. But it doesn't matter because red and blue are both freaking specified. Red for that, not only that fiery passion, right? But also your lifeblood, your heart, fam. Your freaking heart, right? Boosh. But the blue is that intuition, that mind, right? Boosh, you're getting it. You're getting it. Notice that both the red and blue are represented in both the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Fam, you've got this. I know I say that a lot. If you're returning, I mean it every time. You know what I mean? You've got this. Just oof. This is going to be a beautiful ending to whatever the heck this has been. This is actually a very, very beautiful transition. It's all about perspective, okay? It's all about perspective. And you've been working on that. So you just keep going. You just keep doing what you're doing because you are always on the right path, okay, fam? You just keep going, please. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your company, always and forever, fam. Always remember, I believe in you.